Hey, thanks for dropping by to the Planners on Purpose podcast, created by Naomi Tucker, CMP. Now, this space is for the event planners to encourage and empower you so that you can fully live your life on purpose. So before we dig in, please take a moment to subscribe so you get future shows. Now, here she comes, your host, Naomi.
Why is it that we can create plans for everyone else, but making plans for ourselves seems to be so far-fetched? We can lead and guide people into how they should get married, create marketing launches to make millions in their businesses, but our dreams and our goals fail because of a lack of attention. Well, 2024 will be different. It will be the year that we tell it what to do, not we do what it tells us. It will be the year where we create a plan for the vision that we want to see. And it will be the year that if we want to create space in our lives for our family, for the things we enjoy, for growing our relationships, then we will do just that. I was in a meeting with a client the other day who was so overwhelmed with just the mere thought of completing a particular course that they wanted to get done. And that overwhelm wasn't just the extent of it. It wasn't just that particular course. It was just the responsibilities that this person had stacked one on top of another on top of another. But you know what? After truly unpacking everything that my client had on their plate and building out a plan, it's like they can see more clearly. And now they are just so excited about the possibilities, about the future, about the direction where they are headed. So you may be currently overwhelmed with just the vision that you have for yourself right now, because it may be a very big vision. And when you usually have big visions, you need to be intentional about the small steps that are going to make those visions into a reality. It's going to take work. It's not just going to happen unless you do the things you need to do in order to make them happen. But if it's something that you want, then don't you think making a plan and putting forth the intentional work is worth helping you move the needle forward? I think so. So don't lose heart too soon. Don't lose heart too soon on the goals that you have for your life. I'm not sure what goals you have. I know that I have things that I want to do. And some of those things didn't happen when I thought they would happen at the top of the year right away. But am I going to just drop off and not do it anymore? No. I am going to keep plugging away, and I'm going to get where I need to go. So what about you? I'm sure there is something that you've told yourself that you wanted to do, some goal that you wanted to reach. And perhaps maybe you haven't shared it with anyone else, or you haven't even written it down on paper because you feel as though maybe if you do that, people would really know about it and you might want to let it slide for this year. But the thing is, if you do, that's another year that you let your dream go by to the wayside. And so much can happen in a year that can prevent you from realizing your goal. When things come up for me, typically it means that the time for me to act is now. Now is the time. So I like to think of that as if you have a thought, an impression, a spark that you need or that you want to accomplish something, especially a certain thing in the next 2 years, 5 years, or just this year, that means that today you need to start taking those micro actions, those small steps that will eventually lead to big things to make it happen. And if you are getting those thoughts, those sparks, then that means that now is the time. It means let's get started. So don't lose heart. The year is still young. We're still at the beginning of the year. It is still January. I'm sure you have big plans, big dreams for what you want this year to be, what you want the next 5 years to be, and you still can make that happen. You have time. You have all the time you need to make a large impact on this year, on your life, and it only takes one step. It only takes one step. So I hope you take that step. Thank you so much for listening. Please stay on purpose.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, hit the like button and tell us how much you enjoyed the show by leaving a message in the comments. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.